Hi everyone, Doug here. Welcome to yet another board game channel and yet another turn of Arkham Horror, where we are doing Kung Fro's Cool Air scenario, where we are trying to prevent the manifestation of Ithaca into the real world. Before we get into the turn, a few little errors, all of which I think are salvageable. First up, an error from a couple of turns back. Stosha Doster, and I hope I'm saying the name right, pointed out that, when the Dimensional Shambler moved, it's red. It's fast. It should have moved one more space. It was traveling along black, so it's actually in the Miskatonic University streets, not the Merchant District. The next error, when Carolyn did some shopping at the Curiosity Shop, I chose not to buy anything. Apparently you can't do that. I think it's the first time I've ever not wanted to buy anything, so it's never come up before. You do have to, obviously if they were too expensive I wouldn't be able to. But if able, I do have to buy one of the things. So, Carolyn is going to pick up the holy water for $4, so she's got 2 doses of holy water. So, I'm gonna get rid of a $5 and give her $1 change, knocking her down to 3. And hopefully the bank loan doesn't come a-calling. And the last mistake was one, oh yes, that was Billy Young who spotted that. Thank you. Last one I spotted myself at the end of last turn. Zoe should have taken a stamina hit for being out in the icy streets at the end of the Mythos phase. I kind of forgot because my camera decided to die at that point. So I sort of glossed over that point, trying to get everything working again. So we're going to take a single stamina off of Zoe. Alright, we'll get into the turn proper now, and we will start with our upkeep phase. Our lead investigator this round is Skids O'Toole. Alright, Skids is going to be very brief. We're not actually going to change any of his sliders at all, and we don't have to roll for his blessing yet. He only just got it last turn. So that's it. Nothing happening with Skids. He's going to come through the gate and try to seal it. Fingers crossed. Next up, Zoe. Alright, Zoe, we are going to move her fight up to 3. And we're going to exhaust her healing stone and get back that 1 stamina that she lost at the very end of last turn. Yeah, the plan with Zoe is, even though it's leaving her in the streets and a little bit at risk, she wants to kill monsters, so she's gonna roam the streets for at least the next turn and kill stuff. Alright, next up is Carolyn. Okay, Carolyn, first thing, of course, we need to do is roll for that pesky bank loan. We do not want a 1, 2, or 3. We got a 2. She's down to $2. If she loses the other 2, well, she's going to lose all of her items. Now, we also have to roll for her blessing. On that, the only thing we want to avoid is a 1. And she got a 6. She is still blessed. Now, what we're going to do is, she's got 2 focus. We're going to move up her fight and her lore by 1. she's got 6 clues, so I'm gonna send her through a gate. Because, yeah, she's blessed and has 6 clues, so she's got a pretty good chance at sealing a gate. On the way, she's gonna have to fight a cultist, which is why I put her fight up by 1 as well. Okay, that leaves Michael McGlynn. And Michael, we are actually not making any changes to, so his upkeep is also extremely brief. He's just going to stay put and try to take out that warlock in the space he's in. There's no point in having him try to evade it and come out because there's a monster right outside as well, so yeah, let's just have him take this one out, hopefully. Yeah. So now we will go into the movement phase. Okay, starting with Skids again. His movement is very simple. He's going to move out of the Great Hall of Celiano and pop out the gate on the Unvisited Isle. Just put a little Explore token there. And, yeah, hopefully he'll get to seal that when we get to the encounters. Next up, we are going to move Zoe. Alright, Zoe's got a movement of 3. Although she's just going to move 2. 1, 2, and yeah, we're going to do the Dimensional Shambler first as it's a wee bit easier. So yeah, she's going to end her movement there, which means she has to now go into fighting the Dimensional Shambler. So, first things first, going to do a will check -2. She does only have 2, which means she's not going to get to roll. Although she does have 2 clues. So if we spend a clue, and she also has +1 will, and a horror check is will based, which means spending the 1 clue will give her 2 dice. So let's see if she can hold on to her sanity. She does. And now the actual fight. The fight. Ah yes, we have to watch out. If she does fail the combat check, she will be lost in time and space rather than take any kind of damage. So it's going to be a -2 check. Her fight is at 3, so that's only going to be 1. But we're going to use a couple of weapons. The one she just got from Carolyn last turn in one hand. She's using her Enchanted Blade, so that's +3. In her other hand, the .18 Derringer for +2. So we're going to get to roll another 5 dice. It's going to be 6 dice total. And we just need a single damage. Let me add a little bit. Okay. I just need 1 success. And yeah, there's 2. She'd get to roll 1 more. She got 3. She very definitively killed the Dimensional Shambler. So we can just stand back. We can have 1 more monster on the board. And that is Zoe's first monster. Monster trophy. First of 5. Yeah. We'll see if she can get all 5. Alright, next we will be moving to Carolyn. Alright, Carolyn has a speed of 3, so she'll move 1, 2, 3 into the space with the cultist, which she will not fight. No horror check. We'll just be doing a +1 combat check. We need to do 3 damage rather than 1 with Ithaca. But she will be doing this with some blessed dice. We've got her fight at 4. And yeah, and we'll use her. Going to use her axe. +2 to combat checks, +3 if your other hand is empty, which it is, because she can't. Well, she's not using the holy waters simultaneously. They're two-handed. I want to save those for something bigger. So that means 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 dice. And we need 3 successes. Well, so far we got 2. Dice, so we're going to roll another 3. And wow, that was 5. Poop. Cultist down. That's a monster trophy for her. And yes, we will leave her at that. That's it for her movement. Finally, Michael McGlenn. Alright. Michael is just going to stay put and say, hey, creepy warlock dude. It's magical immunity. It's fine. We're going to be using a Tommy gun. If you pass a combat check against a warlock, we don't actually keep it as a monster trophy. It goes away out of the game, and he'll pick up 2 clues. So first off, the horror check, which is a -1. He's only got a will of 2, so he's only going to roll a single die. However, he does have bravery, which he'll be able to exhaust to re-roll a horror check. Don't need to. Michael is not bothered by the presence of a warlock at all. So that brings us to combat check. It's going to be a -3. He's at 5, so it'll be 2. But +6 for his Tommy gun, so we'll be rolling 8 dice. And we need 2 successes. Oops. We've got 1, and we get to roll 3 more dice. Fingers crossed. No, he didn't manage to do it. Guess I should have used the dynamite. And he has no clues to spend. That's too bad. Means he does take a single point of damage, so that'll knock him down to... He's at 6, so he'll be down to 5 stamina. Not a total disaster, because it didn't hurt him that much. It's just too bad we couldn't get rid of him and get a couple clues on top of it. Alright, that is it for everybody's movement phase. Now it's time to go to the Arkham encounter phase. Okay, Skids. Going to try to close the going to try to seal the unvisited aisle gate. He does have 5 clues to spend to do it. We will be rolling his fight of 5. He's blessed, so our odds are fairly good here. There we are. A single success. All we needed. So, yay. There we go. He gets to keep that gate as a trophy. And that means we will seal a 3rd gate. We're actually halfway to doing this. That's great. And of course we will get rid of those 5 clue tokens. Go Skids. This is great. Everybody's kind of getting involved in the sealing of things. And Carolyn's got a possibility of doing it in a couple turns too. Alright, that's all 4 Skids. Good job. Now Zoe. Zoe is actually in the streets, so that means she doesn't get an encounter at all, so that wraps up hers. So on to Carolyn. Carolyn, not far away, she gets pulled through this gate into the abyss, where she'll have an encounter shortly after we go through Michael McGlenn again. Right. Michael, who should still be fighting the Warlock, shouldn't he? Not sure where I got it in my head that the combat was over. It's not over. We keep fighting until one or the other wins or loses. So, okay. Continuing on the combat from earlier. Duh. Alright. Yeah, he took a damage from it, so Michael is going to continue fighting. Again, I believe it was 8 dice. Yeah, 2 minus 3, 5 minus 3, 2, plus 6, yes. 8 dice, so we're going to try to just keep going until one of us is dead or unconscious. Well, we got 1. And we're going to get to roll 3 more dice. We just need 1 more. Okay, that time. Oh, he did it. Will not focus. Right, let's see, 2 damage. So yay, we get another stand back, and doesn't keep the Warlock. It just dies permanently. And Michael gets to pick up a couple of clues. Okay, that actually ends Michael's movement. So now he's going to have an encounter at the graveyard. We'll do a little shuffle. Oh, I just realized the dice were not visible. All of that. Yeah, they are the 2 I got. Sorry. Kind of messed that up. Alright, graveyard. You find the half-buried corpse of a strange being. Draw a monster from the cup and take it as a monster trophy, even if it has the endless ability. Okay. Would have been nicer if Zoe had gotten that, but we will take it. Michael killing monsters and then finding other ones already dead and just snagging them. So we're going to get... Whoop, he found the remains, apparently, of a witch, which he's going to keep with him, which is vaguely creepy. Alright, that is it for the Arkham encounter phase. Now we do the Otherworld encounters. And that's just going to be Carolyn. Okay, Carolyn is in the Abyss, which is either a red or a blue gate card. There's a green, yellow, 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 red. And we actually have an Abyss encounter. Starving, you consider eating some of the glowing mushrooms. If you decide to do so, make a luck -1 check. Or luck's 3. And you know what? I think we're not going to, because I suspect it being a food consumption thing, that it would be to heal any physical damage we've got, which right now for Carolyn is none. So yes, I'll just hold that up and try not to read the rest of it myself, so if anyone wants to see if I was guessing correctly there. Yeah, she doesn't need to eat. She is in fine shape. No damage at all. So, nothing much happening with Carolyn. which is not necessarily bad. So that wraps up all the encounters, and now it is time to move into, yes, the dreaded Mythos phase. Okay, first thing we're going to do is open up Hibbs Roadhouse again. We just couldn't get in there until the end of this turn. So that'll go away. And now, our next one. Well, that sounds promising. Happy days are here again. But first of all, gate appears at the woods. Yikes. Okay. Unfortunately, that eats up 3 clues. Just got to check Skids' story. Okay, Skids' personal story fails if there are less than 3 clues on the board. There are still 3 left, so even though the woods gobbled up 3 of our clues, we're still all right there. Right, of course. Oh, right, I should have checked to see what the gate was for. It's going to Yuggoth. Now, what horrible thing appears? Oh, not too horrible. Yay, another cultist. We can handle cultists, for the most part. Then a clue appears at the Historical Society. That's right next door. And now monster movement. Squares, triangles, and so circles. Okay. Zoe's in a bit of trouble for next turn. Let's see, what else do we have? We have crescent, crescent, diamond. So, okay, the other thing is going to move on white. And unfortunately, the circle means that our 2 Migu in the sky are going to swoop down to anybody on the streets, and that's Zoe. Zoe is now surrounded by these giant bug things. Well, we'll just have to do what we can. See if she can take them out. But that's for next turn. So what do we have? Oh, we have an environment card, which means we'll get rid of... Oh. Got a little bit lucky there, however, because until this appeared, the Migu actually had their toughness increased by 2. But this replaces it. Whew, okay, so that could have been worse. Indeed, happy days are here again. Due to the renewed prosperity that has come to Arkham, says who, the terror level cannot increase. Alright, so if we were to have a monster surge now, it would be okay, because the terror level wouldn't go up. Alright, yeah, I guess that wraps that up. Oh, right, I almost forgot. This time, and I didn't have a failing camera too. As an excuse, we will remove 1 health from Zoe for being out in the frigid streets at the end of the turn. As always, a bit of a mixed bag. Sealed the gate. Excellent. However, we also, now have Zoe surrounded by giant flying bugs. Not good. And even if she defeats them, she doesn't get to keep them as trophies, which is too bad. She wants monster trophies. But maybe she'll get some good, I believe it's unique items that we get. Yeah. See what kind of unique items she gets. I'm assuming she's going to win. See how I'm doing that? Alright. Well, Hopefully I didn't make any little mistakes that time. Or, well, I made one biggish mistake, but I caught it. So, thanks very much everybody for watching. Thanks for subscribing to the channel and liking the videos, both on YouTube and Board Game Geek. It's very much appreciated. And I will see you next time for yet another turn of Arkham Horror. So long.